We expect to do our best. We think we will arrive in a good shape. We need points, one of the best teams in front of us, so it's time to really show how good we can be. So yeah, excited, and yeah, let's see tomorrow. I think we will do a very good match day.
Bayern is a great team, probably one of the best in the league. Maybe in this moment they don't have good results. In last match day they took only 1 point, so yeah, they are hungry, they want points, but we want too. We have a new player in our team, Atza. He playing for first time in eFootball. We want to try to win some games for him and for our team.
Great to hear from the two teams there. Of course, you can watch all of the games on the individual sites. But Harry, as we turn our attention to the predictions, I always come to you. I know you don't like it, but our fans at home have actually spoken, and they're going to let you off the hook here, get you off the fence, and they've gone with Bayern Munich with a resounding 95.44%. Do you agree with that?
You know what, Adam? I've always been a fan of these prediction campaigns because it means I don't actually have to do my job. But I think this is really harsh on AS Roma, you know, based on where the two teams are sat in the league right now. Yes, we have questions about AS Roma in those second matches. They always seem to start fast, and then in game 2 of each match day, they always seem to fall off a little bit. But I would be surprised if we see Bayern München come away with all 6 points here. I think AS Roma are a really tricky team, and that certainly flatters Bayern München for my money.
Yep. Remember, we are running a viewing campaign, so you can get 300 eFootball.Pro points if you, of course, watch the stream. We may as well waste no more of your time. Let's get straight to the action. It is Bayern Munich versus AS Roma. So you think that Bayern Munich are possibly looking to get something out of this game? Do they need to get something out of this game as we look at the two teams here lining up as they go through the settings?
Yeah, I think when you look at where Bayern are right now and the teams that you've dropped points to if you're Bayern, I mean, you need to make those points up again somewhere. So when you look at AS Roma, you have Venom out of action this match day. We have a new member coming in, Axa, I believe his name is. We don't know too much about him, so if he's not up to scratch and he's not completely on the same wavelength of Kepa and Roxa, then yeah, maybe this is your chance to maybe steal some of those points away from another top team like from AS Roma if you're Bayern Munchen. So yeah, I think when you look at where they are, Adam, I think yeah, you need to start picking up some points somewhere down the line.
And I'm guessing, based on what you've said in previous match days, AS Roma, they are the Jekyll and Hyde of the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ League, aren't they? The first game, they tend to be fantastic, and then the second game, they don't quite live up to expectation. Do you see something possibly happening similar again here?
It will be interesting to see if AXA coming in will be able to maybe amend some of those problems that they have in that second game. We talk about it every match day, don't we, Adam? We don't know what happens to AS Roma in the second game of each of the match days. They just seem to fall off, whether it's a lapse in concentration or something else at play. We don't know, but yeah, maybe we'll see if Venom is the problem, so to speak.
Well, it's Bayern Munich that get us underway, and they almost create the first chance straight away after just 2 minutes, but AS Roma able to clear their lines, and the ball goes out of play on the near touchline. Do you expect, Harry, to see a lightning fast start, or do you think that it might be a bit more cagey?
Yeah, we're used to seeing it from Roma, aren't we? They want to try and score as many goals as possible, and well, they're in possession of the ball here. We'll see if they can fashion some early chances, like we're so accustomed to seeing them do.
Yeah, it is Roxa who has possession down on this near touchline, feeds it to Kepa, and it is now Axa who gets it through, and it's the first real chance. A snapshot from Kepa, and a solid save there. And that was the exact question I was asking, is how quickly AS Roma would start, because they usually do start pretty close, pretty quick, should I say, and that was pretty close. And it's out of play for a corner to be taken on the far touchline by Kepa and Veretout. He whips it in towards the penalty spot, and it's headed up and away, but they can't clear the lines just yet. And it's another chance here. So dangerous in the air, usually AS Roma, and they're causing Bayern Munich all sorts of problems early on.
Yeah, I think a goal here for Bayern Munich would be to just try and weather the storm. But look at this, Koeman's in.
Another chance here for Koeman, this time for Bayern Munich, and pushed away. A solid left hand from the goalkeeper, and we've had 10 minutes played here. No goals, but we could have had 3, as Dzeko now finds Mkhitaryan forward down the right-hand side. And another chance here for the new man into the squad, Axa, to turn provider out towards Kepa. Kepa turns it on to Roxa, who chips towards the back post, and it looks like it's hit the top of the crossbar. A stunning start for AS Roma, and almost a goal there, Harry.
Yeah, he's seen something here, isn't he? He's just seen Manuel Neuer off his line, and if that had dipped under the crossbar, that would have been a wonderful start to this match day. What an incredible start. I've been impressed with what I've seen from both sides so far, but particularly the new man, Axa. He had a chance maybe to force a through ball, a through pass, but instead decided to lay it off, and that fashioned that chance all around. So good stuff, good maturity shown there by the new man.
Yeah, out towards Koeman again there, who seems to be the danger man for Bayern Munich down that left flank, but on this occasion, nothing doing, and a brief pause in play, it looks like, possibly from Bayern Munich, Harry. What are they thinking?
Yeah, it's a really, really scary start for them. Obviously, as you can see from the stats, 3 shots registered by Roma in the opening 20 minutes. We thought it might be one of these sort of slobber knocker, sort of rumble in the jungle type matches. Yeah, I think Bayern might just have to try and weather the storm early on here from Roma. We know they like to start fast and try and get as many goals as they possibly can, but I think it's about weathering the storm and then trying to hit them later on in the match. They've survived so far, but I mean, I don't want to say on the ropes, but you can't allow Roma these types of chances, because a few of them are going to go in. We've seen that in previous match days.
Yeah, Roma always starting quickly in their first games, and it looks like they've done the same here. They haven't been able to get on the score sheet, but they look very calm and composed, and they look a threat in the air, don't they, Harry?
They do indeed. They look a threat everywhere. For Bayern, again, I'm trying to think how you stop it. There were a few chances actually that I saw. I think Alex Alguacil had a really good chance to block a shot earlier on. It's just about getting bodies in the right position, isn't it, when you're trying to win those aerial duels. And this is a good win in here in the midfield here by Matchday. We'll see if they can maybe force a counter-attack.
Yeah, it's out on this left-hand side. It definitely seems to be something they have been working on before this game. It is Koeman again, chance to cross it with his left foot, fired away and up towards Kepa, who wins the flick on. Now Axa tries to maintain possession, but they've given it away. It's just gone a little bit scrappy now as we head towards the middle part of this first half. After a bright start from Roma, we've not seen too much from Bayern Munich, but crucially they are still level, and we know they can be so dangerous as Boateng now completes the clearance. Of course, it was Jose there who gave it away, but manages to complete the clearance this time, and the header flick on from Matchday doesn't find Alex Alguacil there on the halfway line. But Bayern Munich just starting to turn the screw here. But it breaks down again. Half an hour gone here. What are you seeing, Harry, in terms of patterns of play? It all seems to be quite congested at the moment. Do you think they possibly need to use the flanks a bit more, or...?
Yeah, potentially. I think if you're Bayern, Mestre is doing a really good job cutting out balls in the middle of the park. I think you just keep relying on him to make things happen. He's been an enforcer in the middle of the pitch so far, and it's set off a potential couple of counter-attacks for Bayern. So just keep an eye on that yellow marker for Bayern München. If they're going to score a counter, no doubt it will be this man on the ball right here that sets them off.
Yeah, it is, of course, Jose on this right-hand side. And but that ricochet clearance almost fell so kindly there for Alex Alguacil, but on this occasion, nothing doing. And now Axa on the right-hand side. Twisting and turning. Doesn't want to lose it there, and doesn't, as he finds his fellow teammate Roxa, who returns the favour down the right-hand side. It seems to be a very composed start from the new man into this starting lineup, as Edin Dzeko again tries a snapshot, and it was Axa who was controlling him and almost found the near post again, something that they've been definitely working on, this near post shot, Harry.
Yeah, we saw it from the Palmer, didn't we, in the last match day? He won the best goal with that kind of near post shot. Lovely fake though from Axa. He's fitting in, well, like a glove so far.
They definitely seem to be able to keep possession very nicely. It may be something that he is adding here, because they seem very calm and composed on the ball. Again, a threat in the air. This time, Chris Smalling heads it up and over the top. Again, it was Axa who was in control. So question marks were raised about what he would bring to the team. He seems very calm, and he seems to be a real threat, Harry.
Yeah, he does. Watch out for Bayern, though. Again, it's one of these counters that they seem to be finding bodies over for.
Roxa again, lovely interception, starting this AS Roma. Usually they're quite gung-ho as they go in search of an onslaught of first half goals, but maybe something they've been working on, something that hasn't been happening in second games. Maybe they're trying to transfer that across both games, just being more measured and possibly trying to nick games 1 or 2 as opposed to the 3 and 4, and then equally being undone at the back if things don't quite go to plan, as Koeman tries to poke it through, looking for Jose again. Been very impressed so far defensively from AS Roma, but we know that with Alex and co, anything is possible as we tick to the final minute and over into half-time. And as you can see, it has been all AS Roma in the attacking third sense, with 5 shots, 3 on target, and 0 for Bayern Munich, Harry.
Yeah, they're trying to work it in and around the box, aren't they, Bayern, with these counters whenever they can. But when we spoke to, or I spoke to Jose, of course, on the previous match day, he said Roxa, one of the best defensive players in the league, so they knew they were going to be a tough nut to crack here on this match day. Let's have a listen to the Bayern boys.
What do you play at the moment with the attacking style? Wide or center?
Wide.
Wide.
Yeah.
Feel comfortable?
Yeah, the moment I think yes.
It's Lutti, isn't it, in the back there?
Vamos,
feeding some information to his Bayern team. Of course, Coach Lutti still on the team comms.
They're trying to score the perfect goal, aren't they, Harry?
Yeah, you could accuse them maybe of overworking it here and there. Sometimes you just have to try and, I don't want to say force the issue, but we've seen goals from Roma on the other side, from just long balls and trying to win those knockdowns, those second and third balls. If Bayern maybe start to incorporate that in their play, then you know we could see a different dynamic to this match. But right now it just seems a little bit blunted, doesn't it, their attack? It doesn't look as sharp as we're used to seeing them.
49 minutes gone here as Kepa twisting and turning. The second half pretty much starting as the first half ended, with Roma on the attack with plenty of possession as the ball gets played in towards the near post. Axa tried to flick it goalwards. Good defending again from Bayern Munich, something that, of course, possibly we're not giving them enough credit for. They are so solid, usually resolute, Bayern Munich defensively, and it just needs one or two possible attacks to break the deadlock and win a football match, and that's as simple as that. As Edin Dzeko tries to poke it through again, there is that intercepting header as Koeman now starts to counter-attack, and as the game goes on, the legs start to tire, the game becomes more stretched, and possibly Bayern Munich might get a little bit of joy out of this AS Roma rearguard. What sort of minute would you make a change, Harry, if it stays 0-0, or would you be happy with a point from this first game if you're either team?
I think you're looking at around the 70-minute mark. I think you've got around 10 or so in-game minutes. You have to remember, of course, a big weapon for Bayern München, no longer available for selection for them. Don't forget Joshua Zirkzee used to be one of their focal points. He's gone out on loan, so they can't rely on him anymore. They're going to have to look elsewhere. They still have the likes of Lewandowski, of course. A big man up top if you want to try and switch the emphasis on the style of play, but yeah, a big loss for them in Zirkzee.
Are you surprised that
whatever gems they can
Lewandowski's
find on the
not
bench.
there?
We're used to seeing them start out with Choupo-Moting. He's a similar sort of character, and he can win headers in the box like this.
It's a great flick on. Well, there's your answer. That's exactly why he's in the side. Won the flick on. Tremendous strength in the air. And it was a simple finish, and exactly what we said. The game goes on, the legs start to tire. All it needs is one chink in the armour, and we have our first goal of the day, and it's AS Roma. Sorry, Bayern Munich, sorry.
Yes, AS Roma who concede it, and I tell you what, I think they'll be really frustrated by that. They've had chances, the better chances so far in this game. This is the first shot, I believe. It's Mestre with the assist, and Alex Alguacil, who entered the day, by the way, in the top 3 league-wide goal scorers. He bags his 7th of this season so far across 4 match days with still another game to play. Look at the emotion shown.
Look at that passion.
A real captain's, I don't want to say captain's performance, because of course Jose is the captain of Bayern München, but a real standout performance so far from Alex. 7 goals on the season, and we're not done yet.
So 60 minutes gone, and we've praised AS Roma for a lot of this match. For this slightly more measured approach. They look very, very solid, but they weren't quite as creative, and of course they haven't scored, and now find themselves behind, so possibly not working quite as well as we thought it might. There's another flick on, another chance here. Left foot shot saved by the goalkeeper. And AS Roma are living very, very dangerously right now.
Yeah, and Bayern are absolutely humming. They are ticking along very nicely, and this is worrying if you're Roma. You don't want Bayern to start working up those gears. Get a good attack on the board here, just to remind them that you had the lion's share of possession and chances in the first half, but you need a goal. You need one of these to go in if you're the Italian club here, because Bayern right now, they are growing in confidence very rapidly.
They are indeed. The old cliche, Harry. Goals change games, as Mancini now picks it up as they search for another long ball switch out towards Edin Dzeko, who's had a quiet second half. And now Roxa tries to turn provider. Again, just crowded out there from Bayern Munich. Couple of half chances in the first half, but nothing clear-cut, Harry, from AS Roma. Bayern Munich doing a great job defensively.
They are indeed, and they've shored up those holes that we saw in the first half from them. Here are the changes we can see. Looks like Goretzka's coming on for a bit more height in that midfield area for Bayern. So on the Roma side, they've already brought on Zaniolo. I'm not sure who else they can turn to. Looks like they are bringing on another midfielder. Looks like Darbo they're bringing on in the place of Mkhitaryan maybe. So yeah, it's a tricky one. They've pushed another midfielder up into that attacking position, so they're going to be a little bit more vulnerable at the back. Bayern might try and feast on that here, but let's have a listen to AS Roma.
Borja, counter, Ital, counter, Lucic, Borja. Jebate.
Как глубоко baš. Ajde, može to da mogu X.
Ajde, idemo, ajde.
Ima vreme, brati, za to.
Well, They have 15 minutes to turn this first game on its head. Otherwise, they'll have to do a roles reversal from their usual form, Harry, if they're to get anything out of today, because usually they get nothing from the second game and everything in the first game.
Yeah, Bayern will be well aware of that fact. And of course, we were speaking about Alex Aguathil. He was the top 3 ranked goal scorer coming into today. So is the AS Roma captain, Roxa. He had 6 goals as well entering today. He would love to bag another one to steal some points, however many, against Bayern München. But he cut a very frustrated figure there, didn't he? Poor Marco. He knows his team had chances in this game. Just look at the possession. As we take a look at the updated goal scoring rankings here in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ. They've had most of the ball, Roma. They just have not been able to break down this Bayern Munich defence.
They haven't indeed. It's been a really resolute performance from Bayern Munich. And sometimes you look at these sorts of games and say, well, there's not a massive amount of action, but it's fascinating the tactical battles that are going on all over the field as Bayern Munich come forward again on the right-hand side. Chris Smalling this time. Kepa making that interception and plays it forwards. Now Roxa has the chance to race up over the halfway line with Edin Dzeko. Oh, that's a really sloppy pass, but he wins it back. Just can't quite get going still. 83 minutes. Are we going to see a late equaliser here from AS Roma? Corner kick. Usually very, very dangerous from set pieces due to the height in that box. And, of course, tactically, we usually see something pretty special. What's going to happen here? In towards that penalty spot. Goalkeeper's punch. He's off his line. Another chance here. Great block again. And that looked certain to nestle into the back of the net. The goalkeeper was a long way from home, but brilliant defending again from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, 2 passages of play there. Mestre is completely shut down, not giving Roma a chance to build anything. He was the one who put it behind for the corner, but yeah, Zaniolo there, Roxa on the edge of the box, just had too many bodies. It was a forest of bodies, wasn't it, between him and the goal, and it just could not find its way through.
This will be last chance saloon here for AS Roma. A cynical challenge there. The referee plays a good advantage. It's in towards a penalty spot. Surely the equaliser. Oh, he's gone for the near post. Saved by the goalkeeper. He just can't turn it home. And that was the moment, Harry. And really, with the whole goal at his mercy, he goes far post, it's a goal. He's gone near post and he's missed the boat. What a chance, Harry.
Unbelievable. Mestre again, I've been singing his praises. He's the manual goalkeeper this time. He shifts it to cover that near post. We spoke about it at the top of the show. The best goal from the previous match day was a near post strike as well. In PES 21, they can be so pivotal, and you're right. I think if he goes across goal there,
had to score.
I think we're looking at 1-1. It's a gilt-edged chance, the best chance, the clearest chance that Roma have had. And it might be their last in this first game.
It took them well into the last minute, the 90th minute, to carve out a clear-cut chance. But what a chance it was. And it's gone begging. Had to go in. 1-1. Draw the first game, on to the next. As it stands, they will be getting absolutely nothing. And to be honest, with that finishing, you have to say they only have themselves to blame. At this level, you've got to be sticking chances like that away. David Alaba clears downfield. And it has finished. A huge 3 points for Bayern Munich. But if you're in the AS Roma camp, Harry, what could have been?
Well, take nothing away from the performance of Bayern. I mean, most of these first half highlights we'll see Roma starting. They're so quick out of the blocks every single time, but that's a save from Mestre that we've seen from Manuel Neuer. He was all over the pitch here, Mestre. I mean, absolutely incredible in the middle of the pitch. I was so impressed. His proactive defending there, I think it was over 100 points over the next nearest in the game. So if you're Bayern, you're hoping he has a sloppy game too, because the man in the centre right now Mestre had an absolute stormer in the middle of the pitch. It's Alex Alguacil, of course, the goal scorer, but yeah, that was what could have been there for AS Roma. A wonderful defensive display by Bayern, and they got their goal as well.
Really interesting now to see how the second game plays out, because, as we said, AS Roma usually do really well in their first game and not so well in their second game. Bayern Munich are almost the roles reversed. They take a bit of time to get into the match days, and usually you see some of their better performances actually in the second game. So, I mean, could we see a complete role reversal here from both teams? Or do you think Bayern Munich are going to be as strong, if not more, if not better, in the second game?
I think in weeks previous, I think we've been a bit harsh on Bayern Munich's defensive display. Thinking back at some of the goals they've conceded.
Oh, what a chance.
Very, very unfortunate that they didn't get a block in here or there, or maybe a missed tackle or a misplaced input perhaps. But they've been really on point in that first game to open up Matchday 4 here in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ. But yeah, like you said, great chances. For Roma, they might be missing Venom here. They might feel a little hard done by that he's not able to play here on Matchday 4, but we'll be hoping he's back for Matchday 5. But you've got another game to focus on here. You've got game 2 coming up. You need to be on your best behaviour, and concentration levels, of course, need to be paramount.
Is there anything they could have done, Harry, with that goal? Defensively?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe if you have a player in position to cover Choupo-Moting, it's Mestre controlling him, who bags the assist, and again, another manual save there right at the end of the game from the man we're talking about, Miguel Mestre, of course. But I don't... Again, if you have someone covering him, then maybe, but you need to do your research on Bayern. We saw it all throughout last season, all throughout the eFootball Pro Cup in the summer. They like utilising throw-ins. They like using their big men to knock it down from throw-ins. So if you know that about them coming into the set piece or the throw-in, I suppose, you need to have a man in front of him, and you give yourself a fighting chance if that happens. But they didn't. Bayern got their goal, and defensively they were very organised indeed.
They were indeed, and I expect something very, very similar in this second game. You kind of feel you need, as a neutral, an AS Roma early goal, which would then open the game up, because Bayern Munich, as we saw, were completely resolute until the last minute of the match. And even after the missed opportunity and the good save, it looked like he might just be able to poke in the rebound from a very, very tight angle. It just fell away from him. So just listen to the Bayern Munich lads.
Samo mijenajte to. Ćemo opet da probamo na kick-off, ono.
What are your thoughts on Axa so far, Harry?
I think he's been unfortunate here or there. We've seen good patience and maturity shown from him, but there were a few chances when you think back after the chip shot from Roxer, I believe it was, that ricocheted off the bar. I think if you have Venom in that situation, I think Venom realises he could maybe take a touch and then find a cutback maybe or a better strike, but instead, because Axa, maybe the nerves or a bit of inexperience from him has just gone straight for goal, and it's a bit wayward in the end. It might take time for him to settle into the Roma squad, of course. Still this game to be played, so I think the more he plays, the more he'll settle into the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ, and hopefully we can see a stronger showing from him so far. It's not been bad by any means.
The only possible positive about AS Roma not winning that game was usually they have won the first game, and they're sometimes a little bit more defence-minded in the second game, trying to be a bit more conservative, but they know that they pretty much have to go for this, so we may see almost a similar performance that we get from them in the first games in this second game, but only time will tell, of course. If you followed that on, that was a rather confusing way of explaining what I meant, but we digress. 6 minutes gone, and it is Bayern Munich who have the first chance to make inroads, but Edin Dzeko completes the clearance up towards Tool. Tool back to Dzeko. Another period of possession here, something we saw from Roma in the first game, but we didn't see really any major clear-cut chances, as we said, until that final one in the last minute, which was thrown away.
Just take
9 minutes
some of those player stats that have flashed up at the bottom of the screen there. Mestre, 5 assists on the season so far. I mean, not only has his midfield work been fantastic, but the assists are pouring in for him as well. You can tell he's sort of settling into that almost Eterito style role this season.
Yeah, it also goes to show as the chance comes in, headed goalwards, and it's in from Edin Dzeko, and it's AS Roma who take the lead, exactly what we expected to see on the front foot, and it's 1-0.
And it's Axa, the man replacing the fella on the right-hand side of your screen there, I believe, who's able to poke this one home in the end. A great through ball. It was what we were asking for from Bayern Munich in the first game, in the first half, if you remember. More sort of balls like this where it's almost, I don't want to say a 50-50, but you just stick it in the mixer and see what happens. It's a great find, a great dish indeed. And Axa there in the middle, I think, is very grateful for his a goal on his debut here in the eFootball.Pro IQONIQ. The debutant scores with Dzeko, and it's a great start for the Italians.
Yeah, curse of the commentator maybe, Harry. Maybe he heard what you were saying about being slightly more clinical in his attacking play. And, well, he's come up with a fantastic headed finish. Like you said, it was more of a 50-50 with the goalkeeper there, but he was strong, brave, and just wanted it that little bit more. Going back to the Mestre stat of 5 assists that we were going to continue with before that goal, doesn't that go to show how brilliant a performance it was from the Parma in Matchday 3, considering he had 3 and 4 goals just from one match day? Incredible.
Yeah, that puts it into perspective, doesn't it? A real, like we said, a career performance from the Parma, of course, winning both MVP and best goal from the previous match day. But yeah, it really does put it into perspective when players like Mestre, who we're singing their praises, they're bossing the game, only have 5 on the season so far. It was really impressive from the Parma.
Now, of course, Bayern Munich didn't make too many chances in that first game, other than the goal and 1 or 2 sort of half chances as well. So it was a good defensive performance from AS Roma, but they've got to be good here again, and they were. Mancini with a lovely interception when it looked like it might just break there, and now Kepa has the chance to continue a counter-attack for AS Roma. It breaks down. Like we said, Harry, a goal for AS Roma really opens this game up. It stretches it, and now we've got more of a end-to-end feel in this second game. A little bit more enjoyable, possibly, for the neutral.
That chance there from Bayern was almost the same combination that we saw from the goal in the first game. Mestre trying to feed Alex, but cut out. A very last-ditch start from Roma.
Yeah, and it seems to be AS Roma are continuing their forays up towards Edin Dzeko, looking for those possible flick-ons, and Mkhitaryan now being controlled by Alex and hacked away. Another chance here for Kepa. Now Axa, the goal scorer, out towards Roxa, who's had a quiet game today. Just seems to be ticking over possession at the moment, as now he has the chance to... Oh, it's a lovely back heel from Roxa, though, and it drops him again on the edge of the area. Chance to get the right foot shot. Good block this time from Alex, proving that he's a pretty decent defender as well, Harry.
Yeah, he is, and someone that we haven't really highlighted or spoken about is Jose. He's got some defending to do here, though.
Well, he's giving it away, though. Yeah, as you were, Harry.
Yeah, good read there, actually, from Jose. He's been quite quiet. We're used to seeing him chime in with goals here and there, and especially towards the tail end of last season before play was suspended because of course, the global health situation. But, yeah, you'd like to see him firing a little bit more. I can't quite pinpoint what the problem is. Obviously happy to let Alex and Mestre step up and maybe doesn't feel like he needs to. But right now, they're 1-0 down, and I'd like to see more from the Bayern captain.
Oh, well, Mestre feeds it through towards Alex. Lovely turn inside. Just couldn't quite pull the trigger, but that's much better. Much quicker transitional play there from Bayern Munich. Ramping up through the gears, but on this occasion, the door was slammed shut again, but they come again. And the referee, I think, has penalised the Bayern Munich contingent there, and it will be a free kick deep in AS Roma territory. There you see some of the stats there. 6 goals for Roxa, 7 for Alex, who does top the table in between these two teams at least. Of course, not in the tournament as a whole.
Yeah, we speak about Jose maybe being a bit quiet today, but Kepa's been quite quiet on the season. Yes, 5 assists, but no goals. Yet to score his first goal this season.
Yeah, when you think that Roxa has 6. But it is something that we touched on in previous match days, how players are finding their feet and possibly shifting. Look at Etorito, for example. We're used to seeing him always in the goals, but he's almost turned a bit of a provider this season for his teammates, especially Los Candalo. Veratu crosses in towards the middle of the area and up and over the top, and somehow it squirms over the crossbar. Oh, that could have been in.
And it's Kepa with his golden chance to score his first goal, right as we've highlighted it. Oh, this will be last kick of the half, I think, Adam.
Yeah, just not falling for Kepa there. They've got another chance, though, and headed straight down the gullet of Manuel Neuer. Fired upfield by Mestre, and it's been a half that's been dominated by AS Roma. The one goal to show for it. The one goal was enough for Bayern Munich in that first game. Will it be enough, Harry, for AS Roma to make it 3 points apiece?
Well, they'll have to defend, obviously, coming into the second half. We know Bayern like to make adjustments, and we'll take a listen to them and see what they think the problem is right now.
Vamos a darle velocidad, que no le hemos dado. A esto lo sacamos, Vamos a darle velocidad.
Harry's key for victory is defend. Which is,
what I meant by that, of course, is we'll have some defending to do, because we know Bayern are going to come forwards. It's interesting to see no changes at the half from Bayern, obviously sticking to the game plan. They feel like they can fashion some chances, and maybe they know that Roma like to slow down in the second game, and hopefully for them, for Bayern, that is, the second half of this second game as well.
I mean, I suppose if you look at it from the outside, you know, if you can try and get through each game with 4 points, you're more than likely going to be up there or thereabouts challenging. So if they can nick a goal, and this finishes 1-1, for example, with the similar tactics to the first game, just nicking that one goal, they walk away with 4 points, and that might be enough for them. It is going to be a corner for Mkhitaryan, and of course the goal scorer Axa in towards her, right down the throat of the goalkeeper, who really struggled and punched it back out of play for another corner. A lot of height in that box. Edin Dzeko, Fazio, of course, another player who's decent in the air as the ball gets played in. The goalkeeper comes and misses and then tips it off the goal line. An incredible save, and the return finish, hooked goalwards, is wide of the target, but this is absolutely brilliant from Manuel Neuer. The overhead kick comes off the side of the post, and well, that was a real melee, Harry.
Yeah, Mestre was almost very embarrassed indeed. Brings Neuer out, trying to get a piece of the ball, he's completely misjudged it, and then, like you said, scrambling back goalwards, gets the save.
How important might that save be from Mestre? Fired away from Kepa. Jose. Poor pass from him. Spaniards just not quite clicking at the moment, but they might now. It's Mestre. Surely he's got to square it. He's played it too far. Oh, my word. What a chance. And another has to go down as an error from Mestre. It looks so easy to slide his teammate in, and he just put far too much juice on it, Harry.
That's pass assist level 2. You need to make sure you're finding the right player. I think it's just gone and locked onto the player further away when really it needed to go to the nearer one. I think it was Alex who was waiting to bag his 8th goal of the season. That's a gilt-edged chance. You cannot throw those away at this level of competition.
You absolutely can't. And for those of you that heard how Harry missed my swivelling off chairs and getting tangled in headphones, etc., from the studio days, that's a horrible challenge from Kepa there, I think, or no, it was Alex actually. You'll be pleased to know I've almost pulled my headphones out of my computer 3 times already with the games that we've seen so far.
Only 3?
Yeah, I know, that's quite a small amount for me, but another chance comes and goes. And what a huge chance it was. We saw one for Roma in that first game, and now it's Bayern Munich's turn to taste some agonising attacking play. Dare I say it, almost like Paul Gascoigne of Euro 96 all those years ago, as the ball gets played in and punched out of play. David Alaba now has the chance from the corner. Bayern Munich just starting to knock on the door, and you feel a goal now could turn the whole tide of the game, and they possibly might look to go on and win it and take all 6 points, but that is a little way in the future. AS Roma again dominating the stats in terms of the number of shots. 7 and 6 on target to just the 1, Harry. Are you disappointed by Bayern Munich in that sense? They had, I think, 2 shots in the first game and only 1 so far in this second game.
Well, this is it. That's something they can maybe take some confidence from, because the stats were looking very similar to this, and it was Bayern who came away with the points in the first game. So you've got to keep belief here.
Very clinical indeed, the German Giants, as Tool brings it away. Roxa with the pass. Axa just keeps possession and forces the throw. A few nerves starting to jangle now in the AS Roma camp as we tick into the final third of the match. They know how important it is to keep a clean sheet here. Smashed up over the halfway line. Jose finds Mestre, who's been really the man in and around the action at both ends of the field so far. And it is him again down this right-hand side. Squares it in towards Jose! And it's Bayern Munich 1, AS Roma 1. Mestre to Jose. And it's 1-1.
It's the combination that you'll see at the Euro 2021 later on in the summer. The 2 representatives of the Spanish national team combining here. It's Mestre once again. And we said Jose was having a bit of a slow day. Mestre says, "Don't worry, buddy. Here's one for you." And he smashes it. He smashes it. Almost takes the net off the uprights there. Lovely weight of pass. On the quarter volley, if you want. 2 bounces, no problem. Jose, he knows that's the goal that gets them right back into this game.
6th assist now for Mestre, I believe. And he has come to the party today. And as we said, well, they might just turn the tide and go on and take all 6 points now. They have 3 in the bag. They're facing another point at least at this moment in time. AS Roma, on the other hand, you would imagine will continue to attack, because they probably won't be too happy with just a 1 point from today as things stand. Good possession here from Roma just after conceding. Bayern Munich dropping deep again and giving away a free kick. Where do you go now, Harry, if you are in the Bayern Munich camp? Do you sit on the 1-1 and possibly nick something, but possibly be happy with 1-1? Or do you really go for it and try and get all 6 points?
I think you play as you are here if you're Bayern Munich. I think you've shown in this second half especially, you're making the more chances. Roma have been really quiet in the last 20 or so in-game minutes. They haven't really fashioned too much in terms of an attacking threat on the Bayern goal. So yeah, I think you stick as you are. I think there's a winner in it for either club here, but Roma need to show Bayern that they deserve to be respected here, because right now they're They're looking like a tasty piece of meat ready to be devoured by the Lions that are Bayern. They know Roma's form in the second game of Matchdays is less than ideal. It doesn't make for very pretty viewing, Adam. So I think Bayern will fancy their chances at a winner here.
You heard it here first from Harry. A tasty bit of meat. A gazelle on the plains being trapped by a pack of lions as the ball gets crossed in towards that penalty spot. Almost squeezed it through there to Kepa. Still all AS Roma. 13 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Kepa feeds it to Axa. Now back to Kepa again. Back towards the back post. And Roxa rises. The man of AS Roma, when it comes to goals, has got his 7th of the season, if my maths serves me correctly. And what an important goal that may prove to be, Harry.
Correct, you are.
Yes.
Roxa now joins Alex Alguacil on 7 goals. A really, really well-worked team goal, you know, from AS Roma. It's, as you said, Roxa who's climbing the highest. And it's a goal that they needed. We said they needed to prove to Bayern that they deserve to be respected. And it's 3 points currently, as it stands, with 10 in-game minutes plus a bit of change to go. The points going back to Rome.
Well, we said at the start of the first game that AS Roma were utilising the added aerial threat, the likes of Edin Dzeko, and he's bagged himself a wonderful headed brace again today. And Roxa is on fine form, and now Axa, it's a right foot shot, it's off the post, and turned home by Kepa, and he's got his first of the season, and it's 3-1 to AS Roma, and boy do they deserve it. They've been brilliant in the last 15 minutes or so.
It's a complete turnaround of fortunes. I don't even think it's 15 minutes. I think it's the last 5 in-game minutes, to be honest. I mean, prior to the second goal, we were questioning what Roma were going to bring to the table. It's a real 1-2 punch, and, well, I think Kepa will be thanking Axa for his first goal of the season. You won't get an easier chance than that. Credit to Axa, the new man, stepping in for Venom today. His shot ricochets off the post, and then I think it took a chunk of Neuer as well on its way through to Kepa. His first of the season. Well done. Congratulations. Let's move forward from here.
Yeah, and as we said, we were possibly questioning what Axa brought to the side. And we said how he possibly wasn't quite with the speed of the tournament maybe in that first game, but boy, has he come to the party in the second. He's grabbed a goal, and that wonderful snapshot there, he showed no signs of waiting in the wings, so to speak, as it come ricocheting back off the foot of the post, and a simple tap in, as you said, for Kepa. His first of the season. He won't get an easy one this season. Can they go on from here? Because Bayern Munich seem to have lost their heads now. They're giving the ball away left, right and centre. It's Axa again. He seems to be at the heart of everything good now from an AS Roma point of view. Wonderful ball across the face from Kepa, and turned home again. And it's Roxa with his 8th of the season. And he is possibly looking at an MVP award, Harry, because he's having a brilliant, brilliant game now.
This ball right here from Kepa is a thing of beauty. It's Alex trying to play the offside trap. Kepa has timed it absolutely perfectly to a T. Alex knows there that he messed up. I don't even think he did. I think it was the right idea to try and play him offside, but Kepa was one step ahead. A credit to Roxa, as you said, 8 goals on the season. Fantastic return for him. But boy, oh boy, that ball from Kepa was something special. Perfectly timed. And Roma, they are taking home 3 points.
It really was. It was cultured. The audacity just to bend the ball in behind the defence. Another very, very simple finish in the end. All the hard work done in the build-up, but Bayern Munich could put a little bit of pride on the scoreline, but no, smashed away. And we have seen a complete role reversal, Harry, here, because AS Roma have been brilliant in the second game, not great in the first, and Bayern Munich have been very, very solid and efficient and clinical in that first game, and pretty much all at sea defensively in the second game. So, as we say in eFootball.Pro IQONIQ, never judge a book by its cover. You don't know what's going to happen in each of these games.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say the scoreline flatters Roma, because no doubt they've deserved every goal they've gotten in this game. But for Bayern, once you concede that second, you have to go chasing for an equaliser, and then the third comes in, and the fourth just compounds the misery. Credit to Roma, though. They were professional in that second game. That's the turnaround in form that we wanted to see from them. Well, I suppose they will be slightly aggrieved at the fact they couldn't get anything out of that first game. But look at that, 11 shots. Wonderful, wonderful performance from Roma. They converted 4 of them as well.